Alright, Chapter 5 of your Specsintact Learning Guide Series Quick Start Numeric Guide, copyright NASA 2004. Chapter 5, Processing and Printing. In this chapter, you will learn how to use the quick assurance tools, what happens when you use the process feature, how to locate and correct the problems found on the report. As mentioned earlier, one of the things of the Specsintact report from word processing program automating feature that helps you assure the quality of the finished specification. Question and answers tools can help you find the problems so that you can correct them before you submit your job. The paper, as mentioned by the chapter, I recommended with the usually reconciliation feature reports periodically. As you edit the section of the job, you are now faced with the editing errors repeated throughout the job. Regardless, you should run these reports again at least twice in your printing once find any final errors again will conform you with the fixed errors. Processing and printing functions include reconciliation function, question and answer report, as well as the key to completing your job successfully. The process and print out publish function provides one-stop shopping for all the tools you need to take the finish line. So let's take a look at the tools in the multiple function toolkit. Alright, process printing and publish. Since the process printing and publish command has been multiple functions, you need to become familiar with it as you work on the job, especially as you finish your text editing. You can access this from special in Explorer indicator. Click the job folder in the left pane. Use one of the following to open the process and print publish dialog box. Click file mount print process and print publish, or click the printer on the toolbar, or right click the job folder and choose the process print publish from the pop-up menu. The printing process dialog box has 7 tab screens. Sections, report, other documents, options, headers, and footers, PDF publish, and Word publish. If you do not contain a cover of the page, you will not see the other documents table. If you do not have Acrobat Reader, you will not see PDF published through you must have the Microsoft Word installed Word publish tab to be visible. Alright, quality control tools. Understanding reconciliation verification reports. To make the correct choice for the printing process, the dialog boards, it's important that you understand the relationship between the reconciliation and verification, this active versus the passive. Verification reports. They are passive. They are only provided with the information reporting error. The discrepancy of the final verification does not do anything about the problems you fix for the errors that resolve the discrepancy. Reconciliation activity between the actual does something and the check for the comparative with the problem makes the charge based on the findings. These two work hand in hand in some of the important selection reconciliation achieve the correct result of the verification records. 3 types of reconciliation: reference, address, and submittal. All these slightly different and produce different results, but they all have the common in their goals in eliminating the listing of elements that are not used in text for your job. So what automatic changes of the reconciliation produced in the output folders? Briefly, here's a change with 3 reconciliation functions made. Keep in mind the changes appear with the output version of the section, not in the original section files. Reconciliation, reference reconciliation only makes the changes in which the reference article of each section, so that lists only those references that are actually cited in the section text. Address reconciliation should show the conjunction reference reconciliation also changes the 041 014200 source for the reference publication section makes it a unique job listing only sponsoring organizations of reference actual cited through the job. Submittal reconciliation only changed with the 013300 submittal procedure section makes it unique for the job listing and the submittal description actually used throughout the job. Alright, printing and processing and printing and publishing. Producing the quality question and answer report. The first thing to remember with the report function is to be accurate with the result mesh of the entire job as well. The reconciliation function has the default section and section report tabs. Section tabs, all sections, in your selected sections. Printer process section. Renumbering paragraphs and addressing reference and submittals. Alright, your report, that's on your section tag. On your report tags, you have address verification, reference verification, middle verification, bracketed verification, section verification. Is report tab. After you've made the selection, click the process OK between the creative and the electronic file of the report and process section. PRN. We selected the process print. It will send the entire job report for the printer with the additional creating the electronic files. Process only. Process saving settings. Cancel. Help. Alright, that's once again the last one was a process only. Quality control tools, reviewing, printing, and reports. The report should be the report results can be found in the process files folder under the job. The Specsintact Explorer left pane, while contents of the folder displayed in the right pane are within the RPD report file extension. You can say print any of these reports from the special in-text Explorer with selecting the only ones you want from the right plane of the collecting, the printing, publishing. The report's RPT files are open with a special Specsintact editor with just the section file to open the report. You can either see there are no problems. There will be the list of the problems found, the list of the problems hyperlinked with the section appear with just the double click. The section will open the cursor place from the location of the problem. Alright, will they affect the result of the reports if I don't check the box to perform the reconciliation? Yes, reconciliation does affect the report's result. The reconciliation box needs to be checked any time that you produce the verification reports. Also, a section in the job selected processing. Otherwise, you will see the reported acts where errors would be taken automatically using reconciliation process. Keep in mind that changing the result of the reconciliation are only seen in the output file of the PNR, PDF, or doc. As you see, the section files remain unchanged. Alright, viewing report results. So now that you produce results, what do they show? We show the in chapter 6 we show you more detailed how to use the various types of reports result and counter for the more important. Learn how the question and answer process works. Here's a simple kind of results you may see with the section verification report. At the top, will explain the type of the problem followed by the list of locations of these hyperlinks to the section, so that all they have to do is double click the section and only open the indicator located with the cursor subpart of the problem. In this example, you'll need to show how the list of engineers determine how they resolve these issues, either by adding a missing section from the being referenced or eliminating references to them. Or a section reference report. This report lists all the section referenced in the other sections, but are not in the job of the master. Double click the section number will open the section in the editor. Or it has the section subpart and section reference. Our view reporting results. Here in another example, the report showed some of the bracketed choice that have never been selected. In the case of locate the error, check with the barcode printing copy, determine whether your engineer has marked the selection and entered information. Each of the bracket sections needs to be replaced with the text brackets themselves is removed by the job is complete. Alright, so your bracketed verification report, the report shows all the bracket remaining in the text. Double clicking the section number will open the section in the editor. You have your subpart, your section brackets, and explanatory notes. Always check to see if the problem is simple as a result of the typo. Viewing report results. Where no problems found, your goal to perform the jobbing is complete. With the report will indicate no errors or discrepancy remain. Alright, address verification report. The report of all the report reference organizations appear within the section reference article without corresponding listing, either to the source of the reference of a publication 014200 or 0142001090 supplemental reference list. Double clicking section number list to open the section in the editor. All references address have been verified. Section reference organization. Keep in mind that case both the submittal of the reference of the listing of the identical including space of the text of the corresponding submittal reference article section well of the 0133 submittal procedure section 014200 sort of the reference publication section otherwise will appear with the reports as a discrepancy. Other major differences in the references are case sensitive while submittals are not. Alright, Chapter 6 has the details in fixing the different type of the error the discrepancy may encounter on the reports. Other question and answer tools, submittal, register, and list. In addition to the verification reports, you can also produce several lists and submittal registers from the reports tabs in the printing processing dialog box. Alright, you go to sections, you get in the printing in the reports, you can reference the location list, submittal list, the submittal per register, test requirement list. Reports from reference to location list itemize the references cited with the text file by the section. Support location where they are found. Submittal list it items all the submittal with the description found in the section. Submittal articles along with the section. Support locations which they are found. Submittal register list of materials, products, items each with the submittal as well as the section and the support location in which they are found. Testing requirements list items as the test requirement. So it includes the section and subpart locations in which they are found. Alright, after you made the selection, click the Process Only button to create the electronic field of the report RPT or Process Selections PRNs. If you process and print, it will send your entire job in the reports to your printer in addition to creating the electronic files. Spell Register can also be viewed as a portable document file on PDF or on a hard copy. Alright, printing your job. You've arrived. You've now reached the point where you want to produce the job edit for the section in the final format. All the changes of the note tags all changes of the note tags perfect. Once again, use the processor and printer publish command with a special Specsintact Explorer file menu with the corresponding button on the toolbar. This time, you make the different selection did the access of the box and produce the reports. It's important to understand how to make the right choice so you can achieve the exact results you want. As mentioned before, the sec files you are editing a copy of the section that you produce the final copy to discover the processing occurred with the question and answer tool with the process printing publish function, but instead use the process only button as you did before. You'll know now the process and printing button. Before you click the button, you want to make certain that all the settings with all the tabs are correct to produce the job that you want. In addition, you may have to be asked to deliver the electronic files to Word or PDF instead of substantial Specsintact PRN files. Do additional output formats that can be produced in Specsintact as long as you have the corresponding software. So let's take another look at the multiple function print process publishing dialog box. Alright, you have your section, report, other documents, option, headed filler, PDF publish, and Word publish. By this time, you should be familiar with the first two tabs of the processing, printing, published, printing and publish box. You need to learn how to use either of the settings to produce your job. Additionally, you'll see how the setting of the other documents, occupation, header, and footer tab are used to determine what other outputs files contain. And finally, you learn about settings you can use to choose to publish your job in either PDF or Word. Alright, processing, printing, publishing sections, report, and screens. On the next few pages, we'll show you the settings and choose you should make to produce your final process printed job. If you want to save some of the, but not all the settings made with the various screen of the dialog box, make one of the, you just save with the first and click Save Settings of the, make the additional selection that you want to use with the just for this printing. Alright, sections, section tab, all sections tab, printing process section. Renumbering paragraphs, reconciliation, address, reference submittals. Choose the printer over the dropping down. If you plan to produce output file with the word, you can skip this step. Or report tab, submittal register if you require any list that is required by your project engineer. Verification report running again with a double check that the issue has been resolved. Make the project section table the content selection based on the requirement scope of this brief, the description. Alright, printing and publishing settings, other documents and option screens, other document tabs. If you created a cover page to include either the section or RTF format, you will see this page. You do not have the cover page. The tab is not visible. Check the include the cover with this job. The cover may be added using special in Specsintact Explorer file menu properties general tab. Options. Sections date if required. Color when using the color printer setting. Also control the PDF output. The unit measure chooses English metric both from the starting page number that can be changed. Select whether you want each of the section to start over when its own numbering printing range all pages. Table borders can be controlled with a section. A selection change the section. Use no borders. Use thin borders of all the tables. Siding the front size bar provides a better control of the fonts formatted tables, and then it may result in printer drivers. Alright, that's in your option tab. Or your header and footer tab, make any change to the header or defooters and see the tips below. The defaults reflect the standard requirements for the printing job. The pipe or a standing horizontal symbol that controls the horizontal position of the text and header footer line of the pipe symbol is entered using the shift and the backslash key. Here are format rules. Two center place texts between the two pipes. This text will be centered. To align left, use no pipes, and the text will be aligned to left. To align the right, place the two pipes in the right of the text, and this will align it to the right. Align both right and left. Place the two pipes dividing in the text of the text with the line to the left and selects the lighting to the right. Center line in both right and left, and so use the pipe divided with the text aligned with this, and aligned with this, and the center of this, and text along the right and the right. When setting header and footage, here are the two tips to help you with formatting. Vertical positions can be changed with entirely different number to start at line. The number box header for default is 4. For the default is 62. Change the first line, add the second line for either the header or the footer by using variable box. So just what is a variable? Think of it as a placeholder and representing the information that will be placed on each page in the location indicated. Alright, printing publishing settings. The PDF publishing word processing screen. Creating a PDF or Word file with a call with the publishing since it produces the electronic file that can be later printed on paper with the Specsintact Explorer. Once published, they be found in PDF Word folders under the job with Explorer left pane. PDF published tabs and PDF output files require select the desired setting of electronic files, producing the visible and left the pane with the Explorer under the job. PDF files are folders. Your Adobe Acrobat Show software should be chosen from the printer drop-down box. Names will vary Adobe version. Using the PDF publishing features to combine the process files in one document is a good PDF publishing feature to combine process files into one document is a good idea. Alright, from printing processing dialog box, select the reports tab. Under the project table, the contents section, select include without scope. Under the section table contents section, include without scope. Alright, so you go to the project table, you go to the report tab, you select the include without scope. From project section table contents, section table of contents. When the PDF published tab is select the bookmarks, choosing one or both sections, add section number to the section bookmark, add section number to the section table of content bookmark. Select the combined process file into one document, publish PDF, and select include the project table contents combined in PDF document. Select process and publish. Alright, processing, printing, publishing settings, PDF, and Word publishing screens. Word publishing tab. The Word output files required to select the desired setting. The electronic file produces will be visible in left pane Specs Explorer. Under the job Word file and under the which section is under the job Word files folder. When the word is selected for the output, the printer box is no longer visible. So you publish the documents in Word instead of, alright. Only the section files that can be published in Word, not tables. Only section files can be published in Word, not the tables or the content reports. After you've made all your sections, click the process and printing button. If you choose the output button, format PDF of Word that you then process, the button to save the process and publish will indicate the files are produced while they'll be electronic or not printed on paper. Alright, your available projects, my job, process files, PDF work, and PDF files and work files. Alright. Alright, your printing PDF Word output file. If you use the publishing function to produce either the PDF or Word electronic files you want to print the hard copy, you can do either the Special in Text Explorer, either for the L section that you have in the output folder for the selected section. If you have an additional change that you need to make you can return to the process and printing function again, just to keep in mind that the previous output files, process selection, RPRN, PDF, and Word will be replaced by the new ones with the exemption as if you choose the option to retain previous files on the PDF screen. Alright, click the output folder in the left pane, PDF files and Word files. Display of the contents of the right pane. Click anywhere in the right pane with a click the section below. Menu, choose the selection out of the command. You can also choose only the selected section from the right pane. If you want to print them at all, click the print button to send the files to the default printer. You can also print the process files and PRNs in the same way. So you have your process files, PDF files, and Word files. It is printing second with a print button. Or you can go to if you edit your Word output files, these changes will not be reflected in your source or sec files. So if you subsequently generate new Word output files, your changes will be lost. Alright, support problem encountered commonly. Help, I changed my headers and footers, but when I went back to the print and process again, the changes were gone. What happened? Do I have to reset the headers and footers every time I process? No, you just need to save those settings to make them your now new defaults. If you own the process printing publishing dialog box, go to the header footer table. If you open the process printer publishing dialog box, go to the header and footer tab. You can make any of the changes you want. Then click the saving settings button on the right. Keep in mind that doing this will also save any other changes you made since you opened the dialog box. This will then become the new defaults. So gotta do make changes you want to keep first, and click the save settings button, and then continue to make one-time changes you do not want to save as your defaults. Alright, Sally, by now you've been thoroughly all the major features of the Specsintact you need to use to produce your job successfully. As with all software, there are many factors that can affect how you need to adopt it as your work. Chapter 6 will give you some additional tips, cover just as few extra features found in Specsintact that can help you use the fullest potential in yours. Alright, what you learned from this chapter. There are a variety of quality assurance tools to assist you with checking the various amounts of your job. The access through the process print publishing function. Reconciliation actually makes the change within the job. Verification only locates some errors and discrepancies that need to be resolved and display on them on the reports. Reviewing the result of the reports, you identify the error of the discrepancy, find hyperlinked locations so that you can resolve them. The first checking of the typos, then consulting with your engineer to the issue of the involved technical content. Our report should be rerun until the programs have been eliminated. Additionally, the submittal registers can also be produced through the process of printing publish function. Specsintact has a backup feature that lets you make an archived copy of your entire job. If you're required of the revisions, you need to execute them prior to the final processing of your job. It's recommended that you back up your job before you execute revisions, since those changes will become permanent. After all the reports are cleaned, you use the process printing publishing function to produce the job as your desired output format. As always, if you have questions and counter the problems we provide a live tech support Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. to 12 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. at Eastern Standard Time. Support email KSC@specsintact.gov. You can reach them by phone 321-867-8800, fax and tag 321-867-1444. Alright, Chapter 6, Tips and Tools.